Hey guys, this is Captain Scotty with Water's Edge Adventures here in Crystal River, Florida. I wanted to share a video with you that I got on a tour the other day. So let's dive right in. So we started out our adventure by heading out to King Spring, and this day happened to be particularly nice because the tide was really low and the water was super clear. And as you can see out here, there are some really big tarpon rolling inside the spring. Just behind us, you can see a few manatees popping up. There were probably about 100 of them out there this day. And Lena had a special little friend come up to her and was hanging out with her for like 30 minutes. Manatees are very curious and they love bright colors, and this one even came up and chewed on her leash. So we couldn't miss this opportunity to get inside King with these big tarpon. And as you can see, these things are absolutely beautiful and massive. This spring is 72 degrees year round, and there's a ton of marine life inside here, including sheep's head and also mangrove snapper. So this was one of my favorite shots because just as the mangrove snapper clear out of the way, you can see them swimming right into that big school of tarpon. These things are so beautiful. It's no wonder they call them the Silver King. They were being very docile, and they were also letting me get very, very close to them. So as I was checking the outside of the spring out, I went to dive down and I look over and boop, I got bumped by a manatee. This guy was very, very curious and super, super friendly, and he kept turning around and swimming by us and coming right back up to us. So you can see how curious he's being. He's coming up to Nicole and he's about to take a breath right in front of her. So this next clip you're gonna see is what we call passive observation. So you notice we're never ever gonna reach out and touch a manatee. So I like to keep my arms crossed as you're floating on the surface. And if they wanna interact with you, I promise you they will. This guy was rubbing all over me and I never once reached out to pet him. So he went along his way and said goodbye to us, and we headed over to Magnolia Springs. This spring was particularly beautiful today. I've never seen it this clear, and it looked like an underwater fish tank. So you can see there were also a bunch of tarpon over here, and they were circling Lena's paddleboard. Some of these guys are just absolutely huge. So in this next clip, you're gonna see a manatee come into view with a bunch of barnacles on him. This tells me that he just got back from his migration in the Gulf and was in salt water for a very long time where those barnacles attached to him. Barnacles do not like fresh water, so they will fall off within a week or so. We headed around to the other side of the canal on Magnolia, and as you can see, there are absolutely manatees everywhere. There's a mom and a calf headed straight towards Lena. And in this next clip, you're gonna see a manatee that has been hit by the lower unit of a boat. It's not always the propeller. Sometimes they can't get out of the way, and you know that skeg that sticks down below the propeller on the lower unit? That's what got this one. So you wanna obey your slow zones and slow down when there's manatees in the area. There's a lot of manatees in here. There was probably about 60 of them, and you can see a few babies. You can see this big old female right in the foreground there, and she's coming up for her breath. And you got a mom and a calf directly behind her. I probably counted about 8 babies back in there. Then we decided to head over to Three Sisters Springs, where you can see there's a lot of these silver mullet, and they're just bright in the nice sunlight and that beautiful crystal clear water. I also laid the camera down on the bottom, and I had a bunch of these bait fish come swimming around me. These guys are called Mahara. And they were just checking out the camera and me too. So we got really lucky on this day, and we also had a manatee come inside Three Sisters Springs while we were in there, and he's just checking everybody out. You can see with his pectoral flippers, you can see he bounces along the bottom. So these guys kind of moonwalk along the bottom like that. They don't really technically use them for swimming all that much, but they bounce around and use them for feeding. So I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I hope to see you out with us on an adventure. Our number is 352-699-4221, or you can always book online at watersedgeadventures.com. And as always, we'll see you at the Water's Edge.